Hello, musicians. Today we've got a great Beatles classic that I thought would be timely. It's called Revolution and key of G. So it's got a couple of more complicated chords. So I'm putting it in an advanced beginner, intermediate, anyone who wants to give it a whirl. Key of G, so we've got the G chord, of course. I'm using this, I'm really starting to enjoy the little pink ukulele, even though it's not the greatest quality. I want people to know that instrument aside, it doesn't have to be perfection or super expensive or anything. You can make music. Music is for everyone. It's a universal language, brings us all together, gets you in your soul. Awesome stuff. So you'll see the chart is in the description box. I've checked in. Nice deep breath. Connecting with everything that's good. So we've got the G chord, and in the chart we're going to the C chord, pretty simple so far, back to C and G, a bunch, and then you've got sort of halfway through the verses you go to a D chord. So from C in the chart we want to practice where we're coming from. So on the word no, then you have to go up to the D. So the way I would do it is always picking that path. We've got this set up with the thumb in back and then climbing up to the top, then drop down 3 men in a tub, change the world, and then you got A minor and B minor. So your A minor, I'm doing it like this. So here's your music theory part of the today's lesson. Is that when you're pressing this is an A note, if you may not know that, G, this is the G note when it's open, and then you go up 2 semitones, that's an A. So the task of the pitch of these other notes is being taken care of by the, this is called the nut, so the only one you have to press is there. But when you go up to B minor, you're now playing a B note as the root note of the chord, the number 1 note of the chord, and then you become the nut. That's my little joke, is that you press these notes down instead of this taking care of it. So that's why we're barring and doing that there. So this note here doesn't matter. It's taken care of by this finger. And then E7. Yeah, this is probably going to go, I think, advanced beginner. E7, we're climbing up to the top there. So getting that path. And then it's gonna be alright. So strum pattern, when you're sight reading, nice and steady. Down works. And then you could do a modified shuffle if you want. You say you wanna. So we're getting ahead of, let's do some vocal warm-up. C note, in tune of course. La. And then an E. La. You can see it's not very strong in terms of the tone and the sound, but it's still manageable. So grab any ukulele that you can. If the strings will stay quite in tune, you know, they may need to be adjusted frequently. Use that instrument, and then, you know, slowly over time, if you have the money to invest, you could always try and save up for one. So quick vocal warm-up. Let's do, so they're saying rapidly. I don't know what they mean. I'm just strumming, and I'm going to slow down a bit because we're sight reading. 1, 2, 3. You say you want a revolution, well, you know we all want to change the world. 2, 3. You tell 4 time. Revolution, well, you know we all want to change the world. Here's our A minor, B minor combo. When you talk about, I'm going to slide up and change. I didn't really need to slide up. I can play A minor with the index finger and then slide it down and drop to the E7. Count me out. And you know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. And then up to the 3 men in the tub. Alright. Second verse. to the money. For people, minds that hate. All I can tell you, brother, you have to wait. You know it's gonna be alright. Because I think he jumps up, but I'm trying to stay down because I know I can't make that leap. You know it's gonna be alright. Morning, alright. Third verse. Say you change the Constitution when you know you need to change your head. You say you got a resolution when you know you better free your mind instead. But if you're inches of Chairman Man, you ain't gonna make us anyhow. I don't know why they put the gap, because anyhow should just flow from that E7. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. And then a tremolo. We all love a tremolo to end, right? So at tempo, I didn't look up beats per minute, but 4 times. So 1, 2, just going back up to the top and strumming those down strums. You say you want a revolution. And 2, 3, 4. We all want to change the world. So at tempo, they might be doing it quite fast. Revolution when you know we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution, we want to change the world. When you talk about now the swaps, you know you can count me out. So you might want to go over that A minor to B minor part. So I'm gonna plank that finger right across, then put the middle down. A variety of ways, whatever you find works for you. I get people coming up with all kinds of creative ways to switch, and if you're comfortable with that and it sounds okay, right, do it. And then up to E7, so the path, I'm going to put index and drop. Alright, you know it's gonna be alright. And I think they scream, alright, you know, they were screamers at times in some of their songs, which is great. So that's a revolution. I hope you enjoy that. Lots of fun stuff going on there. And yeah, I'll probably put it advanced beginner with just a bit of an encouragement for all levels to give it a try. If you're a beginner or more of an intermediate player, it works. It's good for that. Somewhat challenging, you know, to always take it slow and steady, chip away at your skills, repeat the areas that are harder to identify those areas, and effective practice would be to go over those parts first. And I just noticed I didn't put my microphone on, but hopefully this came across all right. You know it's gonna be all right. All right, happy ukulele playing. Take care out there. Bye for now.